Hello, you guys. I miss you guys so much. I wanted to hop on here really quickly and do a short pre-recorded video to show you guys something really interesting. So, in case you missed it the other day, I talked about these two teenagers who were found last weekend in North Carolina, and they had both been shot to death. So, we have Lyric Woods. She was 14. And Devin Clark, he was 18. He actually was laid to rest today. So we did. If you missed that live stream, definitely go back and watch it. I think this is going to be very interesting as it unfolds. So let me see here. They were last seen Friday, September 16th, reported missing Saturday and Sunday. He was reported missing Sunday morning. They were both found Sunday afternoon in Orange County. Orange County Sheriff's Office announced Tuesday that charges had been filed against a 17-year-old for 2 counts of first-degree murder. That 17-year-old is still on the run. David White, who lives very close to where they were found, said that he heard 10 gunshots going off together quite fast around 12:30 to 1, and then a minute after that, 5 more shots went off. So I'm very curious. That's a lot. I want to know. I don't know if this is some kind of love triangle gone bad. It seems like there was either a lot of passion or, I was talking with a friend of mine who has a channel, the Decipher podcast. There's a couple of them over there, a couple ladies. And, we were talking about gang initiations and stuff like that because it does happen. And we're both in North Carolina as well. So, So I wanted to show you guys. One of Devin's classmates actually wrote a letter to the sheriff, their local sheriff, and it's been posted all in the Facebook groups, and I wanted to show you guys that letter. So just one second. This is absolutely awful. And the thing is when it is a juvenile, like this is going to be in juvenile courts until, unless in North Carolina, there's a process to moving into adult courts. If they're 16 or 17 and it's a certain degree of felony or whatever, then they will do it, but it's a process. So we kind of have to wait for that to, maybe we'll get some more information. So here is the letter. Sheriff Blackwood, I am 16 years old, and I personally knew Devin Clark. I am writing to you because Devin's case does not sit right with me, and we need answers. My community is not stupid, and we know this story is not adding up. At some point, you are going to have to come face to face with this horrible situation and stop running from the obvious problems in our community. You are an elected official, and we elected you in hopes of bringing peace and justice in our community. Right now, you are not doing that. You are leaving us all hanging and questioning why we decided to give you power. We understand this is an ongoing investigation, and there are some things that you can't disclose with us right now. With that being said, the least you can do is address us and assure us that a deeper investigation is being done. You haven't. Like I said, I'm not stupid, and neither is my community. I know those bodies were moved. I have physically went to the site that the man on the 911 call said he found them, which is also 1 mile from the gravel road away from Lyric's family's house. I have also talked to close friends of Lyric, and every single one of them expressed that Lyric's stepfather did not have a good relationship with Lyric. I do not care what her family says during questioning. Most kids nowadays are more trusting, feel like they can be more honest with their friends. We, as friends, know a lot more than you think we do. Like I said, this story you are working on now is not it. There is obviously some covering up being done. Any person can walk out to that spot, and they were allegedly found, and that right there proves to me that they were not killed there. Anyone in their right mind knows that if there is an ongoing investigation, the spot would be caution taped and not open to the public due to tampering with the crime scene. It is also very obvious to me Being that I visited the memorial spot the day after it was set up, there was absolutely no evidence that they were killed there. No smell, no flies, no clumped up dirt, no deer corn, no laid down grass, nothing. You can't sit here and tell me all day that law enforcement cleaned it up already. But if that was the case, I would have seen a patch of dirt that looked like it had been scraped up or grass that had been pulled up the day that I went there. From the day they went missing, it had not rained one bit. So I know the blood didn't wash away. I know that Devin Clark was not a thug. So the fact that you can sit in your office and let these speculations keep running wild is mind-boggling to me. You haven't assured the community of anything. You know as good as anyone that you can't run forever. We have too many people on our side, and the truth will come out. Like I said before, some deeper investigation needs to be done on a higher level. We will expose the imposters. Thank you for your time. Side note, it is also weird to me that you haven't disclosed anything about the 17-year-old suspect that is supposedly at large. Also, the fact that there are so many different stories around this suspect. First, it was released that he was in custody. Then you turn around and say that he is still at large. How is this possible? If the suspect is still at large, then that also means you are saying absolutely nothing to the community to make us feel safe. We are kids terrified to go out of our houses because there may or may not be a murderer on the loose. Again, you haven't said one thing that would make us feel even a little bit better about this situation. I just want you to know that by you not speaking out makes us feel like there is something way deeper going on. If you really cared about your community, you would be holding a press conference about this topic to assure that something is being done. At this point in time, I feel like you are withholding more information than you're letting off. Have a blessed day, Blackwood. Okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. Number one, I think that when you're there and you live there, you're going to have a different outlook on this than the rest of the world. Number two, this comes from a child, a 16-year-old, right? So you remember how you were at 16. I mean, some things they're hearing on social media, because I've not heard the sheriff come out with all these different stories about the suspect. I think that they might be listening to social media a little bit. I do find it very interesting that there was no evidence that they were there. No smell, no flies, no clumped up dirt, no deer corn, laid down grass, nothing. That is very interesting, and it has not rained. And the other thing I want to say, I agree. I think that the police need to be assuring the public that they're safe. There's a 17-year-old murderer on the run that they have not found yet, and there's two kids who don't get to go to college. They don't get to go get married. They don't get to have babies. I just think that if I was a parent and there in that community and, or here at home, if something like that happened to someone at my son's school and we weren't assured that the kids were safe and it wasn't most likely wasn't going to happen again or whatever, I don't know. I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't feel very safe. It's a awful, awful tragedy. I know that Decipher podcast has been working on a very detailed timeline, and I really hope that you guys will go check that out. I'll link that in the comment section after this goes live. And what else? Oh, yeah. The Incognito Gypsy is kind of working on the case with Decipher and I think she's going to do some tarot readings and things like that. So I'll also link her. Otherwise, I'm hoping to have a chat on the case really soon with some of those girls, and there's a local that I'm in contact with and kind of talking back and forth some that will probably come on as well. So you guys stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll update you guys with anything else in the community post. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I love and miss you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?